Week 1's finished, almost, and there are plenty of takeaways to be had. But remember, it's only the first week, let's not get too reactionary. For example, do we know if the Bills' D-line is really good or if the Pats' O-line stinks? Is this another year of Josh Freeman inconsistency, or is the Jets' defense actually legitimate? These are things we're going to find out weeks from now, but for now, there's 3 solid takeaways I want you to find out. This is Mayo's Triple Play. For years, the Steelers did 2 things well. They ran the ball and they played defense. They still play pretty good defense. Running the ball, not so much. And now that Marquise Pouncey's been lost for the year, that O-line isn't getting any better. It may actually be the worst in football. So then they go to second-tier running back LaRod Stevens-Howling. He gets hurt. They decide not even to use Felix Jones, and now they have to sign Jonathan Dwyer, who they cut last week. Things are not looking up in Steeltown. But there is a little bit of hope on the way. Le'Veon Bell should return either this week or the following week, and he could be great. But there's a problem. The O-line sucks so much that it doesn't matter how good he is. He's going to be terrible in fantasy. On the other side of the ball, the Titans actually showed what you can do when you run the ball effectively. They ran 42 times, only 20 passes. 25 went to Chris Johnson, 8 to Jackie Battle, 4 to Sean Green, and even Jake Locker took off 5 times. And this is going to be a theme that carries throughout the year. They don't pass the ball well, and it's terrible news for their entire receiving core. Anyone who thought Kenny Britt was going to be a sleeper? He's not. Kendall Wright? Not so much. So what you need to do is shy away from those guys, maybe see if you can get some value for them now. But I will say, if you're in a deep PPR league, maybe 14-team league, Delanie Walker is a pretty sneaky play. Qualifies at tight end, and he's going to be their leak out of the backfield. You're going to see more passes to Walker than to Chris Johnson. So if you're looking for a sneaky, let's say, 8 to 10 points a week from someone super deep that you can pick up, consider Delanie Walker. The dog pound in Cleveland became the black hole of TV watching yesterday with the Browns and Dolphins squaring off. Not so much of an entertaining game, but there are a few fantasy takeaways. Mainly, Jordan Cameron, 13 targets, a touchdown. Now, Kenbrell Tompkins had the bad game, and other rookies had a bad game. And all these sleepers that we like to hype in the preseason, Jordan Cameron, he comes through. And I can see it staying that way. I actually think he's going to be a top 5 tight end from here on out. And when Josh Gordon gets back into the mix, I think he'll take a bite out of Greg Little's 10 targets and not so much Cameron's. Or maybe even Devone Best, who was targeted on 3rd down 7 times out of his 10 targets and converted. So in deep PPR leagues, keep an eye on Best. But the other takeaway from the other side of the ball is Brian Hartline has basically stepped in to take that Devone Best role, either him or Brandon Gibson. Now with Mike Wallace on the other side drawing premier coverage, look for Hartline and Gibson to be more consistent on a week-to-week basis. Definitely not the same upside, but they'll be there for you, and they're both pretty available. So in deeper PPR formats, they're a great flex for wide receiver 3.